Good afternoon, everybody. Actually, it is a few minutes after noon, but we can consider that afternoon. My pleasure to be with you for this seminar. Hopefully, we can see a few points about advanced machine learning approaches in decision making that you know is important in many managerial aspects. We are going to have this seminar just for about 40 to 50 minutes, and then we will have some minutes for Q&A. In this seminar, we are going to firstly describe a decision support system, as well as machine learning, and then applications of machine learning in accurate, flexible, robust, high-performance decision making. We will see some case studies, some examples of right and wrong decisions in business and in national scale, in business scale and in national scale, and the results of that, and then a couple of case studies about how machine learning can facilitate a better decision making, and a roadmap about that. So after introduction and definitions, we will see success and failures in decision making. Two examples in particular, one about strategic national decision making and the results of a few wrong ones, and in business sector again we will have an example, and then we will see how machine learning can help us to improve decision making procedure, different approaches in using machine learning in decision making, and how to use machine learning based decision support systems. Also, we will see some examples about that, and some roadmaps about how to implement that. Later, we may conclude this at the end of this seminar. A bit about me. My name is Amir Hassan Monajimi. I'm a senior lecturer with School of Computing at NUS. Before joining NUS in 2019, I was with Faculty of Computer Engineering at University of Isfahan in Iran. My specialty is mostly AI, machine learning, teaching, publishing papers, and doing some consultations and research projects on those areas is the main topics of my career. That black keyboard that you can see here, just as a part of history, is Sinclair ZX81 personal computer, very old one. This is the first computer that I started programming with back to 1984-85, before having a IBM PC. In introductory part, we are going to say that machine learning is a very useful technology for developing decision support systems. What is the difference between a system that supports your decisions and a system that autonomously decide about something and makes the decisions? Typically, we consider the first generation or the first model of AI systems that can help us in decision making as decision support system. They are actually some software that can support determination, judgment, and courses of action in an organization or a business towards making decisions. However, Next generation AI systems applied on that area are systems that can apply the decisions automatically. They are not just decision support systems, but decision makers. And in both cases, firstly, we should know that one of the first real-world applications of AI was development of expert systems, therefore decision support systems. This is one point. Another point is in development of modern decision support systems and ultimately decision makers, we use a massive amount of data. And therefore, machine learning has been there from the beginning. From the beginning, researchers had realized that machine learning would be a good approach in development of DSS and automatic decision makers in different levels and in different applications. So we use vast amount of data in designing and optimizing of our DSS systems. Different blocks in a decision support system. Why I mentioned decision support system? Because this basic structure or basic model can be generalized towards automatic decision makers as well. However, still in majority of cases, in a good majority of cases, we are dealing with decision support systems. Of course, gradually we will see more and more automatic decision makers based on machine learning and AI as well. But the structure that you can see here is more or less typical for automatic decision makers as well. So inside a decision support system, we have got a knowledge base where we have got facts and rules about that subject that we are going to make a decision about. We have got user interface. On that user interface, users can enter the information, can ask their question and queries, can set parameters of the system, and they can see the results and the outcome of decision support system operations as well. Model management system is a system that manage that knowledge base based on a model. Typically, inside a knowledge base and inside model management system, we have got data and information, and based on that data and information, model would be developed and knowledge base would be configured. So these are three important block diagrams of blocks of decision support system that you can see in this block diagram. Again, in this introduction part of this seminar, I'm going to show you the definition of machine learning. This is the study of computer algorithms that can do the job by learning from a learner, and that learner typically is data. So we have got a problem in hand. We would like to have an algorithm to handle that problem. We would like to have a computer application, a software to handle that problem. And that problem is in the field of intelligent systems, where we typically need skilled people to solve that problem, to answer us about that problem and something like this. In these cases, we are going to replace those experts with a machine and develop a machine learning system. But somehow we use that expertise based on data and insert that expertise inside our machine learning system. We learn from data. We ask those experts to give us some answers about that data, and then we would be able to develop a machine learning system that can replace those experts. Machine learning involves computer systems, computer software and algorithms who are going to discover how to do a job or perform some tasks. And we typically don't explicitly program them. We just have got a flexible structure with a learning ability, and then we allow our system to learn from data and carry out those tasks. In the field of machine learning, we have got three main approaches of supervised learning, reinforcement learning, and unsupervised learning. In supervised learning, we are dealing with known labeled data. In reinforcement learning, we haven't got precisely labeled data, but we can use a kind of feedback mechanism to reward or penalize an agent, and this way we can show that agent how to do the job. In the field of unsupervised learning, we are dealing with mass data, big data without particular label or class tags. But we can handle that data, we can learn from that data, we can cluster that data, we can extract patterns and useful information and knowledge from that data based on unsupervised machine learning algorithm and approach. So three main approaches in the field of machine learning. Over here in this diagram, you can see AI as a general set of intelligent system, subset of that machine learning, where we don't design a system in details, but just allow that to learn how to do and what to do using some learning techniques and training data. Inside machine learning, we have got advanced deep learning algorithm as an important subset, where we use a kind of human-like learning algorithms and human brain like structures to develop our intelligent systems. Deep learning systems are a crude and abstract simplified model of our brain in both hardware and software. We also have got data science, data analytics, and data mining. These two disruptive technologies are very correlated. In the field of data science, we use machine learning algorithm. For instance, in some cases, you may have got some data and would like to learn some knowledge from that data and then use that knowledge to support your managers. Indirectly, implicitly, we can consider that as implementation of a decision support system. However, decision support systems are explicitly does that job. But we can have, we can consider a data set and then finding some knowledge and patterns on that data to support us, to help us with decision making. Something that we can call it insight, finding insights, having insights. And machine learnings are the best tools that data scientists have got, best algorithms that data scientists have got to develop, to find, to do their job, to do their data analytics and data mine. On the other hand, in AI and in particular in machine learning and deep learning, we need data and knowledge, and we in many cases use data science techniques to have that data and knowledge. So these two disruptive technologies are very correlated. Again, in this diagram, you can see those three approaches in machine learning. All approaches are very important in decision support system. In particular, unsupervised learning and supervised learning. In particular, supervised learning. Okay, we can use reinforcement learning in development of decision support systems, but mostly we rely on unsupervised learning when we go for developing a capable decision support system to have pre-processing and knowledge extraction phases of decision support system design done. Again, in the case of supervised learning, most of the supervised machine learning algorithms are applicable in developing of decision support systems. We will see some examples later. So mostly unsupervised learning and supervised learning, mostly supervised learning approaches are good for designing and implementation of decision support systems. Inside machine learning algorithms, if we list them, developing robot driverless cars, natural language processing, machine translation, some of them are very important for decision making. Prediction is one of them. Prediction, in many cases, when you decide about something, it's based on some predictions. In many cases, decisions are based on predictions, and machine learning algorithms are good in predictions. So those predictions made by machine learning algorithms can be used in decision making. Social media services, using those social media services, we can extract the information, the knowledge, the data, the opinions, the trend of the society, the trend of the market from social media. Between the posts of a social media. And after extraction of that data, after analyzing that, you can use data. Your decision support system can be fed with that data. Of course, we need lots of pre-processing to extract usable information from social media. However, after that, you can ask some algorithms to use that information, knowledge, opinions, etc., found in social media to make better decisions. Again, many decision support systems actually are recommender systems. We may have some simple recommender systems to help you with finding something that you might want to buy in an e-shopping site. If you refer to e-shopping sites, I don't know, Lazada, Shopee, Amazon, you will see some recommendations proposed to you based on your characteristics and features, personal characteristics and features, and mostly due to your shopping history, shopping background. These are simple recommendation system for e-commerce. However, when we are dealing with decision making in different levels, any manager needs a kind of recommendation, a series of recommendations, a set of recommendations. That's why in any company, we can see board of advisors. What is the duty of a board of advisors? Provide advisory services, consultations, and recommendations to executives and managers and CEO, etc. And we have got consultation companies, advisory companies, who are expert in providing the information, recommendation that a manager might need. This level of developing recommendation systems, results of using machine learning would be very useful for managers, would be very useful for managers. Definitely in decision making, we can use machine learning. And one of the decisions that someone may need to make is decision about his investment and assets. In personal level, investment, yes, I would like to gain from my savings. One of the way to go is going to stock market and buying some shares, buying and selling some shares. Going to currency market and sell and buy some foreign currencies. These are some ways. And we need some prediction. And machine learning, to some extent, more or less, is very good in prediction of the future of a stock market. This is an open question. This is an open front for AI and machine learning people. Actually, my friends, economy is very complicated. My friends, the most complicated systems that we, human beings, have managed to develop is not the supercomputers and quantum computers in China or US. It's not jumbo jet. It's not Apollo spacecraft. No, it is economy. Economy is the most complicated things that we manage to develop. From Manhattan to London city center, to Singapore, to China, to Japan, to very small shop somewhere in a village in Africa, to a shop somewhere in the middle of ice and snow in Alaska. This is our international economy, global economy, a big system. We started developing of that system 10,000 years ago, at the beginning of our civilization, by barter trading, by traveling salesmen, etc. Now this system is big and very complicated. So this is complicated. Therefore, using machine learning for stock market share prices prediction is possible, is useful, but this is an open front. This is an open question. We still need to be much better in that area. However, decision making based on machine learning for a stock market prediction is possible and one of the applications. Let's move ahead. Decision making, success and failure. I'm going to show you some quotes about the importance of decision making in different levels. We all make choices, but in the end, our choices make us. Ken Lem. Ultimately, what we decide has the potential to shape our day, year, and even our destinies. That's true. That's true. We are more or less results of our decisions. We are free to choose our path, but we can't choose the consequences that come with them. More or less, yes. In some cases, we can control them. In some cases, no. When you decide, the consequences will be there, even though you don't like them. Every decision will bring about some form of consequence. We can make our own choices, but we should do so carefully. Later, we will see the results of 2 series of wrong decision making. When you choose an action, you choose the consequences of that action. When you desire a consequences you had done well, better take the action that would create it. Louis McMaster. Sometimes we can see the outcome of a decision before we make it. Make choices that produce the outcomes you want. Everywhere. And you means you personally, means your business, means a very big company, means a country, a nation. Choices made, whether bad or good, follow you forever. and affect everyone in their path one way or another. Simply thinking about this code might make you pause before you make an important decision. Consider that if you are pilot of an airliner, your decisions will affect the health or life of 100, 200 passengers, as well as when you are CEO of a company or prime minister of a country. Decisions impact everyone around us. So make sure your decisions help yourself and others. Just to show you the importance of decision making and what would be the possible outcomes of some wrong decisions. Let's get back to a current ongoing crisis. What's happened in Sri Lanka? The Sri Lankan economic crisis is an ongoing crisis. Mostly researcher believes that it has been started in 2019. It is the worst economic crisis of Sri Lanka since 70 years ago. It has led to unprecedented level of inflation, near a depletion of foreign exchange reserves, shortage of medical supplies, food, other essential necessities, and an increase in prices of basic commodities. And finally, people started a serious riot and captured the presidential palace and other administrative buildings, and they're still challenging to somehow establish a more reasonable and more responsible government that would be able to at least ease that crisis. But what are the origins of that crisis? The crisis is said to have begun due to multiple compounding factors, and amongst them I highlighted some of them that are results of wrong decisions made. Tax cuts, decision made by a government, it was wrong. In case of Sri Lanka, some other places could be right. Money creation, inflation, a nationwide policy to shift to organic or biological farming, the international debts crisis. The 2019 Sri Lanka Easter bombing, impact of the COVID. I didn't highlight these two because they are not results of wrong decisions. And long before that, government and decisions maker knew about that. Back to 2015, they had a new government. They know about this crisis. But instead of addressing that problem, instead of facing that problem, instead of finding some solutions for that deepening problem, that government opted for some other things. Instead of facing that crisis, instead of finding some solutions for that. That is a strategic decision that went wrong. Face that crisis, solving that. No, it is difficult. People might get angry because of our decisions. So we will go for constitutional reforms, for some certain practices, including used by Ministry of Finance, and finally, instead of facing that and trying to solving that, they wasted their time and energy on constitutional reforms. The Institute of Policy Studies of Sri Lanka, back to 2014, some 8 years ago, in a report highlighted those issues. And again, you can see that those issues, many of them highlighted here, are in blue. are results of wrong decision making. What are they? Borrowing practices, temporary and superficial quick fixes, and monopoly of foreign direct investment flow into hospitality sector. 3 decisions involved in deepening that crisis. What I'm going to say is be careful about your decisions. The results could be a disaster. And machine learning can help. Very simple. Now, other countries, by analyzing Sri Lanka case, sadly, Sri Lankan are not in a good situation. However, other nations, other countries may analyze that data using machine learning and decide how to avoid the same crisis. This is learning from experience, learning from data. Thanks to machine learning, it is possible. It is easier to do that. Even without machine learning, in many cases, people may try to analyze the data and realize what to do. However, now, thanks to machine learning, we are in a better situation to do that. Another case study in business level. Anatomy of a few wrong decisions that doomed a very successful company called Nokia. All of you know about that. To be nowhere now in the mobile international market. A concise timeline of Nokia's important moments. Important moments and decisions towards the failure of company, because before 1998, there are some bright moments, important moments in Nokia timeline. October 1998, Nokia became the best-selling mobile phone brand in the world. For many people from my generation, before that smartphones, Samsung and in particular Apple, mobile meant Nokia, Nokia meant mobile. Nokia's operating profit went from $1 billion in 1995 to almost $4 billion by 1999 in just 4 years. The best-selling mobile phone of all time, Nokia 1100, was created in 2003. In 2007, Apple introduced the iPhone, and that was the beginning of the emerging of problems in Nokia. The route was much longer before, when they tried to stuck with their useless operating system Symbian instead of moving towards something more capable like iOS or Android. By the end of 2007, half of all the smartphones sold in the world were Nokia, while Apple's iPhone had a mere 5% share of the global market. In 2010, Nokia launched the iPhone killer, but failed to match the competition. Touch screen, applications, in particular operating system. They gambled wrongly on their choices. They were all wrong. The quality of Nokia's high-end phones continues to decline. In just 6 years, the market value of Nokia declined by about 90%. Just 6 years. Nokia's decline accelerated by 2011 and is acquired by Microsoft in 2030. End of story. When explaining Nokia's fall, many observers found 3 results of wrong decision making. Nokia's technology was inferior to Apple's. They should have known that, and they should have found a way to compensate that. They didn't. The arrogance among top-level managers. Simply why? 2 reasons. 1, they were proud of themselves. They had got the best company of the world. Why should they be worried? They weren't, and that was the reason. 2, middle-level managers hesitated to report the facts. They hesitated to report the facts. So lack of information for higher level managers. In many cases, wrong decisions are results of misinformation or lack of information. Lack of vision. Yeah. Yeah. Apple people, Steve Jobs in particular, they were much better in forecasting the future and seeing the far distances compared to Nokia people. Lack of vision. And that's the results from those examples and many other examples. What is behind a wrong decision? Lack of information or misinformation. Misjudgment means that informations are there and they are correct, but your conclusion is wrong. You, I mean managers. Sentiments. I'm angry. I want to compete with that person. I feel jealous. I'm scared of doing something. Back to the case of Sri Lanka. They are scared of facing the real problem. Conflict of interest in some cases, sadly. So there are 5 important reasons behind wrong decisions. And in many cases, machine learning can help. Machine learning can provide more information. Data is here, but someone should extract information and knowledge from that. So lack of information can be compensated by machine learning. Misinformation, yes. Machine learning systems can help you to segregate correct from incorrect. Misjudgment, again, machine learning system can show you the results of right and wrong decisions clearly. They clearly can show you the results. And machines are far from sentiment. They won't get angry. They won't feel jealousy. They won't get sad or scared. They are machines. And machine learning algorithms, they haven't got any interest. They work based on some logic and facts and data. There is no conflict of interest when you use a machine. With right data, integration method, and personnel in place, machine learning has the potential to advance decision support and help managers to deliver optimal decision making, improving data quality to build quality algorithms, leveraging AI to develop workflow-friendly tools. Machine learning can help you to use data mining and machine learning techniques both together, extracting data, having data, extraction of information and knowledge to data, learning from that data, and then you may try to develop IDSS, Intelligent Decision Support Systems. In an intelligent decision support system, we use the ultimate AI and machine learning algorithms. We use the big data to come across some results. So inside IDSS, I have got the expertise of real experts, along with knowledge and information extracted from data, along with learning from that data and experiences and feedback abilities. Results would be a good system to make decisions in a wide range of sectors such as business, education, or health care. This is this diagram in bigger size. AI, machine learning, and rule-based system together can provide an IDSS for us. Everything together, we will have intelligent decision support systems. And various organizations have used them so far. Since many years ago, as I said, back to even 1970s, we managed to develop the first generation of expert systems, which were grandfathers of modern IDSS systems. Current decision support systems, We would like to keep pace because organizations increasingly seek to use big data to support more effective, intelligent, and accurate decision making. This is a challenge for IDSS, for machine learning system to be used in decision support activities, because organizations are going to use big data bigger and bigger every day, every hour. So this is a challenge for AI people, machine learning people, to develop capable systems which would be able to extract information from big data. There is an urgent need to co-optimization machine learning into decision-making process. This is a technical term, and we need to establish advanced learning-based decision support systems. Now we are working on that, and in the future you will see this co-opt machine learning into decision-making process. You will see that advanced learning-based decision support systems even in your daily life. Approaches, different approaches in machine learning for decision support or decision making. We can use machine learning for in data preparation. We have got big data. Okay, we need to refine that. We need to pre-process that. We need to filter that. We need to get rid of noise. We need to get rid of useless data. We need to get rid of misinformation. In all of these cases, machine learning is here to help. Machine learning is the best approach for data preparation. For clustering, yes, big data is there. We need to cluster that into some meaningful clusters. We can use machine learning for prediction, and that predictions made by machines will help us in making better decisions. Forecasting, yes, as simple as forecasting the weather and taking your umbrella, as simple as this. ML for visualization, judgment, remember that, problem in judgment, good visualization of results, good visualization of insights will help managers to make better decisions. Decrease this good visualization of information based on machine learning techniques will help managers to make better decisions. It drastically decrease the chance of misunderstanding, misinterpretation, and wrong judgment. And again, we can use machine learning for mapping from old cases to new cases, mapping from other cases to our case, mapping from situation in Sri Lanka to other countries, other underdeveloping countries, mapping from nuclear to cases to other companies who are struggling to gain more market share, bigger market share. Clinical decision support system. This is one of the real world examples. As early as declaration of that pandemic, as early as realizing that viral disease is going to attack all the people all around the world, researchers started to use machine learning based clinical decision support system to face and tackle COVID-19. One of the cases was prediction of mortality, prediction of number of heart cases. This helped the health sector organizers and managers a lot. In many countries, they use that. In many cases, simulation based on machine learning helped government to decide about the best way in circuit breaking, in closing, in opening, and in deciding about the best way to face this pandemic. Graph-based machine learning system for planning in the Qatar World Cup organization. Yes, managers in Qatar World Cup, they have used a graph-based machine learning system for planning, because you know Qatar is a rather small country. This is one of their first experience in handling big sport events. They have got just 8 stadiums, not comparable with a country with long background in football like Brazil, Germany, or England, with, I don't know, more than 20 or 30 stadiums capable in hosting World Cup matches. Qatar just has got 8. And traffic, hotels, transportation, security, all need a kind of very subtle planning. And they vastly use machine learning, graph-based machine learning system to design that system. In particular, in transportation, security, and prediction of traffic jams. ML optimized decision matrix for strategic decision making is a tool, typical tool for Toyota company. And we know that Toyota, if not the most successful, is one of the most successful car factories, vehicle factories in the world. We know about that. You know that Toyota is very popular in Singapore, as well as many other places in the world, even in America. Decisions made by Toyota board of decision makers based on machine learning optimized decision matrix. Some strategic decisions, for instance, now it's time to re-export the Crown model. They haven't done that for more than a decade. Now they are going to export Crown once again. And these decisions made in the higher boards of the decision makers in Toyota, most of them, many of them are based on this matrix strategic decision making system, and machine learning was used to optimize that matrix based decision making system. Machine learning system to decide about parole in US courts, again since 10 years ago. Because of the big volume of cases and files, they have started to use a machine learning system to decide about paroles in the US courts. There are some disadvantages and some weaknesses in the early years of using that system due to some systematic biases. However, now this system is much better. Very fair, very reliable, far from the sentiment, far from conflict of interest, and can do the job clearly and fairly. Toyota Crown, yeah. They decided to re-export that. That was the first Toyota Crown they exported to America, and this is a Crown 2023 that again they are going to export that model to other countries. Sooner or later we will see them in the street of Singapore as well. This is the roadmap in decision making. From data we applied the context information to have information. From information we apply meaning to get through knowledge. And you can use data for decision making. However, it's better for you to use information in decision making. You can use information, but you had better apply meaning and use knowledge in decision making. To have a wise decision making, we should apply insight and extract wisdom from our data. And although we can make our decisions even without data, the results will be wrong decisions, probably. More likely, the results will be a kind of blind decision making, and the results of a blind decision making more likely will be wrong. Data to information, information to knowledge, knowledge to wisdom, then apply purpose of that decision making. This is the roadmap, and you will have decisions. Data plus context is information. Information plus meaning is knowledge. Knowledge plus insight is wisdom. If you tell that system, automatic machine learning based system, what is your purpose, then it can help you clearly to have justified, clarified, defendable, good decisions. This is the roadmap. And finally, in all the stages, machine learning can help. Machine learning can be deployed in the different blocks in these or different stages in this process of decision-making diagram. For instance, for analyzing the problem, we can use machine learning system. They can give us a better insight, a better analyzing reports about our problem. In developing alternative solutions, we can use machine learning to simulate different decisions results. We have got some ways to go, different ways to go, different options. What would be the results of going for each of them? Okay, we can use machine learning, we can use computer system to simulate the results. And then we can analyze different alternatives for selecting the best solution based on data, based on experiences, based on wisdom extracted from data. A machine learning system can be deployed to find the optimal solution and to follow up of action taken. Again, a machine learning system can help us to follow up of action or actions that have been taken. This diagram will show that in the process of decision making in different stages, a machine learning system, of course, a subtly designed, subtly trained machine learning system can be employed, and this implementation of machine learning system will result in an improved decision making process, accuracy, robustness, flexibility, handling the exceptions. In all those cases, machine learning can help us to improve the performance of our decision making. Again, over here, we can start from aggregation of data in this roadmap, synthesizing information, create intelligence extracted from experts and data, define the problem. Again, we can move that definition of problem to before aggregation of data. We can have different data resources. This purpose problem definition would be about one of them. In some cases, no, we define the problem and then we extract the data that we need to do the decision making about that particular problem. Anyway, define the problem over there or at the beginning, then we design different optional ways to handle that. We design different decisions, possible decision, and then we choose based on results of simulation, based on the advices made by our machine learning system. Then implementation, and then we can evaluate the results and use that evaluation as a feedback, and we can evolve our decision support system and even make it better, because we have got some assumption. Based on those assumptions, based on the data, based on the information we had got, we developed that decision support system, and after a while we may realize that it needs some evolution itself, and we can do that. To sum up, a decision is the border between success and failure in personal level, business level, and nationwide. You can know more before making a decision using machine learning, and machine learning tunes up your decision-making abilities dramatically. Over here, you can see these references. I will later send you a message in Zoom group chat in a few minutes to show you, to tell you about these references more, but they are the references that I used for this presentation. Again, I'm a senior lecturer at ACE. Inside ACE, which is a part of School of Computing, we have got many courses for adult learners, for people who would like to learn more about disruptive technologies, modern technologies, and for mid-career personnel. who would like to improve their abilities and knowledge. Professional certificate in applied machine learning is one of them. To have more information, you may refer to our SOCA's website or send an emails to this address. Again, we have got a professional certificate in AI and machine learning foundation for executives. It would be started in October. Again, find more information in our website, SOCA's website, or drop us an email. And again, we have got follow ACE. We have got this. I'm terribly sorry. I clicked that link. And I'm going to send an email to ACE. Okay, these are some informations. You may take a screenshot here. Follow ACE Facebook and LinkedIn page. We are active at social media, and you can find more useful information about ACE courses over there. I'm going to finish this presentation now. But before that, please give us your feedback on today's session. We are wondering if you kindly can scan this QR code or visit this website and choose Working Adults program, select today's and these advanced machine learning approaches in decision making. We appreciate your help and this feedback. Again, we appreciate if you can visit the ACE website and learn more about possibilities over there. That's it, and thank you very much for your time and attention. We will have a few minutes to answer your questions. I can find some lines in the Zoom group chat and Q&A. So I stop that, and then after 1 or 2 minutes, I will start answering your questions. Thank you very much. Take care and have a nice day.